Que pedo, Puro Pinche Gol fam. Today, we're diving into Mexico's 2025 Gold Cup preview. We're talking key players, group outlook, strategies, and top predictions. So let's go. Some tournament context here. The 2025 Gold Cup kicks off on June 14th with Mexico facing off against the Dominican Republic. That's the first match that will kick off this tournament. And the final, where everything gets wrapped up, is July 6th in Houston, where we hope to see Mexico lifting that Gold Cup. Some additional thing here is that Mexico has the chance to be the first nation in CONCACAF to win El Doblete, if I'm not mistaken. What does it mean? As you know, Mexico just won the Nations League this year or recently. I don't even remember. So many games, but Mexico just won the Nations League. I think it was this year. Um, and they also have a chance to win the Gold Cup, meaning El Vasco Aguirre has in his hands the opportunity to be the first nation in CONCACAF to win both tournaments in a row. So, will this add pressure to Mexico? We don't know. They shouldn't have any more pressure beyond being the favorite to top the tournament, but we'll see. Now, let's do a quick breakdown of the group. Mexico is on Group A, and they are grouped with Dominican Republic. As I mentioned, they are a newcomer of this Gold Cup. Costa Rica, which is a veteran squad with, I believe, Keylor Navas is returning. Let me know in the comments below if I'm mistaken, but that's what I read recently, that Keylor Navas might be coming back. And Suriname doing their second Gold Cup appearance in their entire history. Mexico, as we all expect and hope, is will win or top this group, right? They are the best ranked team in this group. So they are the clear favorites to get it, to move on in first place. As I said, they're facing off against Dominican Republic on June 14th. So tomorrow, because we're recording today, June 13th, they're facing off against Costa Rica on June 18th. And then they're also facing off against Suriname on June 22nd. What can we expect as far as, squad and formations? Listen, guys, I think there's no brainer. El Vasco Aguirre will remain with his classic 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 formation, or maybe a 5-2-3 formation, right? That's what we saw on the most recent friendly matches. That's what we've seen throughout El Vasco Aguirre's last round as Mexico's coach. So we can expect to see at least a starting back line of four, maybe a midfield of four, and two strikers, depending on what's the situation, right? I think we can expect to see the Jimenez stopping Mexico's offensive line. I don't see any reason why any other player should start ahead of them. I know El Chavo Sepulveda has made a case for himself, but I think he will come off as a super sub rather than anything else. In the midfield, I think Edson Álvarez will be the anchor point. I don't see Edson Álvarez being left out in any case whatsoever. Even if it's a five back line or a 4-4-2, Edson Álvarez is the anchor of this team. And so he's going to starting. Now, the question is, who's going to join him as the second midfield or central midfielder? I think, unfortunately for myself and for you guys as well, and for everyone that hopes to see Mexico progressing in this Gold Cup, I think we're going to see Charlie Rodriguez starting ahead of Marcel Ruiz, which is an absolute disaster, in my opinion. But hey, I've said it plenty of times, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I don't understand why Charlie Rodriguez continues to be the number one option for Mexico's midfield, but I'll just let it go because it is what it is. And I expect to see Orbelín Pineda and Alexis Algon Vega on the sides as the offense, or I guess the wingers in this case, right? In the back four, I think again, pretty easy to predict. I think we're going to see Jesus Gallardo, Cesar Montes, Johan Vasquez is he's fit and ready to play. If not, we'll see Raúl Jiménez. And then on the right back, I think that's where Javier Aguirre has the biggest question is either Jorge Sanchez or Julian Araujo. I believe Jorge Sanchez will start ahead of Julian Araujo just because the amount of minutes he saw playing with Cruz Azul compared to Julian Araujo coming back from an injury and not having that many minutes against Bournemouth. And lastly, at the goalkeeping help, sorry guys, I had to sneeze. At the goalkeeping situation, I know a lot of you guys want to see Memo Ochoa or maybe Talarangel, but come on, guys, let's stop playing games. Luis Angel Malagón is the best goalkeeper that Mexico has as of today. and Luis Angel Malagón will be the starting goalkeeper for Mexico. So stop all this push for Memo Ochoa and all this experience and whatever. Like I've seen plenty of episodes from different content creators asking and saying like, yeah, Memo Ochoa is coming back and he can be the experience, blah, 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 blah. Memo Ochoa is done. The only reason why Memo Ochoa is in this squad is because I think El Vasco Aguirre will do what I believe is the right thing to do with the legend, which is bringing him in, having him as the experience, you know, player on the squad, and maybe giving him some minutes so he can have this record of playing in six different World Cups. But that's it. You shouldn't be raising any eyebrows or questions or anything like that to maybe ponder the idea that Memo Ochoa should start for Mexico. He should not. He's not the best Mexican goalkeeper today. And he wasn't even that good with ABS in Portugal. So let's just let it be, guys. Let's let it go. Memo Ochoa is on the last leg of his career with Mexico. So let's just make sure that he leaves in the best note possible, which is just being a third string goalkeeper, providing some experience input for Vasco Aguirre when needed, and let's move on. That's what I expect to see as the starting 11 for Mexico. Uh, what are our predictions and expectations for this Gold Cup, guys? As I said, listen, Mexico should easily win the group. I think there shouldn't be any questions or any doubts as to if Mexico is strong enough to win every single match. Mexico is strong enough to topple Dominican Republic, to win against Costa Rica, and to destroy Suriname. I don't see why they shouldn't, but hey, listen, if there's one thing that I'm gonna tell El Vasco Aguirre and these players is, yes, you can win it, but don't fall prey for overconfidence. Everyone is expecting you to top the group. Everyone's expecting you to go all the way to the final. You should do so because you have the ability and the squad depth necessary to go all the way. So just make sure that you don't feel overconfident and just commit to every single strategy that Vasco gives you and become a very solid defense, and you probably get there. What are some watch points and risk here, guys? I mean, it's a very short tournament, all things considered. So my expectation is that Vasco Aguirre doesn't rotate the squad significantly. I can see if Mexico winning, the first two matches, that he does a heavy rotation on the third one, which is fine. But I think overall the backbone of this team, which is the keeper, the center backs, the midfield, and the strikers should remain the same. That's what I would like to see. Like every single match, Mexico keeps the same backbone no matter what. Also, as I was mentioning just a few seconds ago, let's avoid the overconfidence against the like of Suriname and Dominican Republic. Like if we smash them, if Mexico destroys them completely, let's make sure that this doesn't go into the player's head and they feel like, hey, just by name and by pure sheer of being Mexico and being one of the biggest teams in the region, they can win every single match. That is not the case anymore. The likes of Panama, Jamaica, even Saudi Arabia, Canada, in the United States, even though the United States comes into the World Cup with a lot of trouble, with a lot of turmoil around their camp, I think there's nothing written. So Mexico should not fall prey of that overconfidence by winning by outrageous scores against the Dominican Republic and Suriname. And lastly, I think they should use Costa Rica as the key test on this group stage. Costa Rica is definitely the most experienced team on the group. They are the toughest challenge to face, so they should use it as El Sinodal with the most challenge level, right? And that's it, guys. There you have it. I mean, that's all I have for today. This is Mexico's path to their 10 Gold Cup title and how he's on track. I think Mexico all things considered, has a strong squad depth and some tactical clarity that we saw against Turkey and not so much against Switzerland, but definitely we've seen some clarity over the last few matches. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you think Mexico's going to group the first round? Sorry, do you think Mexico's going to get group on the first round? Do you think Mexico's going to win the group? Do you think Mexico's going to make it all the way to the final? Who do you think is going to be Mexico's MVP? Do you think Mexico needs to find a player that steps it up throughout the entire tournament? Drop your comments, thoughts below. smash the like button, subscribe for more content of Liga MX and Selección Mexicana. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We post memes, latest news, and shorts of our episodes. I'll see you around. See you next time. Take it easy. Deuces.